Ian here from Virtual Golf Academy in Coleshill near Birmingham. Just wanted to try and demonstrate today how the hand action works in the golf swing in a little bit more detail. Got a little bat here to help me sort of demonstrate that action. And you know, if you like these videos, please subscribe, share, like, leave a comment. I always do my best to reply to all comments. And let's get to it. For this example, I'll stand up straight, so imagine that there's a ball at about this high on a high tee peg, and I would have the bat pointing in the direction I want the ball to go. Now, we're just going to look at primarily how the hands work. We'll add a little bit of turn into that as well. I mentioned in one of my other videos about trying to feel like you're doing a sort of karate chop into the ball, or that feeling of releasing the club. And if I start here, what you'll see is I'm rotating this bat to be in line. The face of that bat is in plane with where the ball, imaginary ball, is. And if I just go back so far, a little bit of arm bend, I've rotated the hand and the forearm. And as I come back, I can undo what I took out in the backswing. Now here comes the slightly tricky bit. This is the release here. But that's just going to go way off to the right. But that's when we square it up with the rotation of the hand and the forearm. And that covers over the top of the left hand and left forearm. So let me just do this once more here. So it's not this way, so the racket is still pointing towards the camera. It stays on plane with where the ball is. If I then continue further back, I'm going to pull the right shoulder back to give me more power, and then as I release this, I then roll it over and through into the opposite side. Now, the big key here is that the roll of the wrists, if we just think roll the wrists and forearms, which there will be this movement, but it isn't here. Because if we do this action, all that's going to happen is we're going to top the ball. Because I was there, I'm going to be slightly more extended when I hit the ball. But if I just roll, I've lost the radius back out to the ball. I've lost the distance. So you're going to do well to top the ball. So remember, club or the bat's face is on plane here. Still on plane, still on plane, and still on plane. I can release this. It's not that way. We release here, arm unfolds, and then it rotates back through. So we have this action coupled with the roll of the hand, the wrist, the forearm, and also a little bit in the shoulder. So what happens is the bat would stay level to the ground, because that's the plane here, just level to the ground here. There. That's about as max as I can get now in the wrist and forearm. The shoulder pulls back. You can see the bat is now still on plane. I've got this extra rotation for power, and we can then release and roll. Now it's hard to do that. You have to practice this a little bit individually. And if we take the left hand, for instance, it's the same. It's here, and then it rolls, and you'll find the left wrist will actually pull back on itself. And then this is in the same position as we had in the backswing with the right hand. So here and here. All we do then is add the shoulder movement or the pivot to give us even more power. Now remember, it's not isolated. The hand action isn't isolated. It works in tandem with the rotation of your body. However, if your hand action is misinterpreted or you're practicing the wrong way, that in turn will have an effect on how you're trying to rotate or pivot. So it can cause an incorrect rotation by the way that you're actually trying to hit the ball. Now remember that to get it back, this has to extend like so. The rotation, then the roll, is what squares the club up. If we just did that, it would go off to the right. So this is quite a nice little way of explaining it. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of a posture here, sort of a 3-wood driver position. Exactly the same. It's here, on plane, on plane, on plane, shoulder back, release, release, roll, and through, still on plane. That motion is exactly the same as this one here, but the ball, obviously in this demonstration, is much higher up. It's exactly the same on both sides. So we have that motion and then they roll to square up. So here, there, square up, square up. Same here, we're here, here, and here. So we've got, this is the circular plane that we're trying to work on. So if we're out there, it would be here, here. It would be exactly the same motion, except we would have changed our bodily position to suit which club we're going to choose. So as ever, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I always try and reply to every comment. And until next time, thank you very much.